So I want to start this video with a little bit of a statistics that says that only about 38% of single women are currently looking for a relationship, compared with about 61% of single men, indicating a large gender gap in relationship desire. So what we can see from this statistics, and also from my own experience and from all the people say around the world, that women less and less want to be involved into a relationship. I already made one video about that. You can check it out by clicking the link in the description below. But this video is more about dating, is more about like prequel to the relationship. So why are women less and less willing to go on dates? Why they're less and less willing to go and discover men to use these dating apps? I can feel it myself because I'm now myself, I would say, actively dating. So I guess I'm one of those 38% of women that are looking for a relationship. But I'm thinking that I am moving closer and closer to the rest of the women, those 62% that are not willing to go on dates and stuff. And I'm gonna tell you why in this video. And I wonder if you share the same experience as a woman that are currently single and maybe willing to find a relationship but struggling with that in that way or another. So why is it that women are struggling in dating, and why are they choosing not to go on dates? There are plenty of reasons for that, and that's interesting that women that are older age, like 40 plus, they are even less interested in a relationship with a man. So because these women already overcame a marriage, maybe a divorce, probably maybe they already have kids, so they are more likely to say that a relationship is not necessary in their life. It's like an optional thing. Whereas more younger women, they are less likely to say that because they don't know what it is to get married, what it is to get through a divorce, what it is to raise children. By the way, I myself got through divorce. I'm divorced already for a year and a couple of months. I don't have any kids though, but still I know what marriage is. So one of the reasons why women are stopping to willing to get out there and go on dates is because of the emotional burnout from dating. They feel the disconnect between their effort, emotional effort in the dating compared to men's effort in the dating. They feel like they need to be a man's therapist from the day one. So they feel like they need to navigate the relationship from the very start. Like they need to comfort the man, to like accept his insecurities from the start. Like they need to control this emotional swings, so to speak. And it's not that it goes both ways. Usually it's only from the women's side. And whereas men in dating, they are exhibiting less effort, they love to breadcrumb. If you don't know what breadcrumb is, breadcrumbing is a phenomenon when a man kind of shows some interest, like texting here and there, but not really taking any action, keeping a woman as an option but not willing to pursue her 100%. And this breadcrumbing is really exhausting for women because women usually are more intentional when they're dating. So when they feel this disconnect, it really is very draining for them emotionally. Also, ghosting, love bombing. Love bombing is something that I came through a lot during my dating period, and also breadcrumbing and also ghosting. Like I came through everything that is connected to dating, to modern dating. So love bombing is when a guy starts really hot with you, he says all the right things, he's very persistent, he asks you out on dates, but then one day he stops doing that and you feel that you are not as important as you used to be for that guy. Then you get this mixed feelings, confusion, and it makes you feel bad about yourself. You start to get anxious, and all of that is really, really, really discouraging. And why this is happening is because I think for men, it's my own assumptions, right? I'm not like a scientist, it's just my own observations. I think that a lot of men nowadays that are dating, actively dating, that are like using all of these dating apps, the majority of them are just emotionally not ready and emotionally not that available for a long-term relationship. And this is one of the main reasons why women feel that it's not worth it. Because what I've noticed is women are more self-aware, more emotionally aware, and they already done the work on themselves. So they already done the emotional work, the healing. They were going to the therapist, they were developing themselves, improving their emotional regulation, their self-awareness. They're very connected to themselves. But men, on the other hand, not so much. And when women meet modern men, there is a huge gap between their emotional comprehension. It's like a second grade kid versus like a 10th grade kid. It's just a really huge gap between them. Women, since they feel it, since they sense it, it just makes them feel that it's not worth it, because they don't want to become this guru. They don't want to become this therapist to a man, this guiding light, because it's not why they want to get involved into a relationship. They want an equally aware partner. So when they see that it's not the reality right there, it's just not worth all of the work that it's taking to guide somebody, to explain things to somebody. It's just too much work. I'm not saying that as if men are bad. It's a reality. Because previously it was enough for men to be making money in order to attract women, because previously women could not survive without a man's help, without a man's financial support, because women could not study, women did not have any rights to work. Their salaries were significantly lower than men's salaries. They couldn't really live without a man's help. That's why I think they tolerated a lot of bad things from men, because it was their only ticket to basically to a survival. But now, since that's not the case anymore, since now women can provide everything for themselves, it's not enough now for men only to be able to financially provide for a woman. Now, since women got this into their heads and they felt it through their experiences in life. Me, myself, I got through that as well. Now I understand that it's not enough at all. And when I see that a guy is absolutely not aware about anything connected to emotions, connected to his, what he wants from a relationship, when I see that he doesn't understand that at all, and when I see that he only wants to go with the flow and see where it goes, he doesn't have any particular plan, it's very not attractive. I don't want to push anything towards anything serious. I don't want it to be the one-player game. I want it to be mutual. I want it to be mutually equal. But yeah, when women see that there is a huge disconnect on an emotional level, they don't want to do that. Why would they want that? Therapists, at least they get their money for that. When you come to the psychologist, to some therapist, you pay them money for whatever job that this therapist does to you. But women are not getting paid for that. And also, if we speak about these dating apps, all of the experience there is very repetitive and very shallow and not intentional from the men's side. I know that for men it's also not the best experience, because they get significantly lower amount of matches than women, but I'm a woman, so I am speaking from the women's experience concerning this dating sphere. So even if I get matches, usually they're not as quality as I would expect them to be. So more often than not, men just don't text at all. Even if they match you, this match just stays there forever and they never text you anything. Or maybe they text you hey, and then you text him hey back, and then everything just goes to nowhere. And it gives away very nonchalant vibes and low effort energy, and it's also very discouraging. But even if they text you, more often than not, they don't have a particular plan. So they'd be like, we should do something somewhere, sometime. It doesn't look like a direct invitation on a date. Very nonchalant type of behavior, and it also is not attractive at all. I think not only to me, but to everybody, every woman. Maybe it's a surprise for men, but women want an exact plan. They want to know that men will take care of logistics, take care of organizing stuff. Modern men are low-key, low effort, and nonchalant, unfortunately. And also there is something about the expectations that men are having from women. Even when there is only dating, only this initial stage of just getting to know each other. I talked about it a little bit in my other video that I already told you about. It's in the show notes down there below. So if they pay on a date, which I think is okay and it should be that way. So even if they pay on a date, they instantly start to expect from a woman to get a payoff. It's almost like it's a necessity for a woman to kiss a man after a date because he paid for a date. It's almost like he buys you, but in my opinion, it should be more of a genuine desire to show a woman an interest this way, to show her that he is a leader, that he can provide, that he can make her life better, that he's valuable for her in her life, without any expectations from her. When there are expectations, even for this little thing that he did for her, it's super discouraging. Although, yeah, I think it's correct to be grateful for men paying on dates and being good organizers. It's necessary to be grateful for that, but it should not be an obligatory. It should not mean that a woman instantly should go and pay off somehow, give it back somehow instantly. And also there is one thing that I noticed from my own experience, and also I'm curious if you girls notice the same thing. If a first date is interesting and great and with a lot of effort from a guy, the second date is usually not as much. The majority of them, I think 80% of the guys that I go out with, offering on the second date just to come to their place. Netflix and chill kind of date. That's very interesting, and I understand that they want to sleep with you most of anything else. There are also different types of women that don't care about when they sleep with a guy. Some women do this on the first date, some women do this on the second, on the third, on the fifth. I don't judge anybody's choice. It's just more often than not, women need some time to get used to the guy, to understand his intentions, to get comfortable with the guy. 2 dates usually is not enough. Again, depending on your reasons as to why you're dating as a woman. So if your purpose is just to find some cute guy to sleep with, it doesn't matter when you sleep with him. And it doesn't matter how quality the date is, whether it's a restaurant or just a Netflix and chill. But I'm speaking about this intentional dating with a perspective for the future, for marriage, for kids. So in this case, I think it's necessary to not get into bed as quickly, because to me, firstly, it's important to understand who the person is if you really want to sleep with this person, because it's way more riskier for a woman to sleep with a guy than for a guy to sleep with a woman, because for a woman there is a risk to get pregnant, there is a risk to get attached very quickly, because once woman sleeps with a guy, she instantly gets attached to him because of the large amounts of oxytocin that is being released during the sexual act and after that, whereas in men it's not the case. So it's really, really risky for a woman to get into bed with men, especially if she doesn't know him well. To me, I think men don't really get it. So to me, I think they don't think about it, don't think about women's safety, don't think how it is to be a woman and how it is freaking scary to be a woman in this world. And I think that this lack of empathy for women makes things way more difficult. And again, it's not because men are bad, it's just they are not aware at all, and they should start wanting to be aware about these things and to put themselves into women's shoes and how it is like to be a woman and why it is that women reject so many men and why the statistics is so sad. Only 38% of women are willing to find a romantic relationship with men. It's showing, because if a dating was so rewarding for women, this statistics would have not been so bad. The time has come that it's not enough for men to only be able to work. Men now need to start developing themselves not only career-wise but also personal-wise. They need to start to develop their emotional world inside of them. They need to start to become emotionally aware about their emotions, about people's emotions, about women's emotions, about how it is to be a woman in this world, what women experience in their day-to-day life. Why is it so hard for them to date? And I think if men will start to understand this, if they will put themselves into women's skin, it will change everything. I think it will become so much better for both of them, and I think the relationship will become better. Everything just needs to change. If you did not do your work on yourself, you cannot hide it. It's very showing. If you want to see more videos like that, I'd be really grateful if you subscribe to this channel. This is my new project and I really try hard to make it work. So my name is Masha and thank you for watching. I will see you in the next episodes and take care.